everybody, great to be here and thank you for joining me on my LinkedIn Live. Today I'm going to be asking the question, what's wrong with your marketing? What is wrong with it? Why is it not working, or why is it not working at least to the level it could? And do you know what? That is such a powerful question. Now, often when people take part in marketing, they get a result, and that can vary from like 0 leads and inquiries. It didn't work. That's often known as brand awareness, by the way, which is a code word for not getting any leads, in my world at least. And it producing fantastic results, getting I don't know, £10 back for every pound you spend, for example, on an advert would probably be a good result for most people. So why doesn't it work? Because marketing doesn't. I've been involved in marketing now in a few days' time, actually, for 28 years. 28 years. And I've probably made more marketing mistakes than I was going to say anybody on the planet, but that's probably not true. But, do you know what? I've certainly found a lot of things that I've tried and tested have not worked. And I want to be absolutely straight up on that. But what I have always done is I've tried to learn from my mistakes, and I've, I believe, shortcut that learning process by going and spending time with and around and learning from the best marketers in the world and modeling what they do. And that's what I bring really to my small business clients. However, let's focus, if we may, on what's wrong with your marketing. Now, obviously, I can't see everybody's marketing materials here, and I'm not wishing to tell you what you are doing wrong. But what I want to do is to try and give you an understanding of what is probably going wrong. Because, again, having done this for 28 years, there are only so many things that go wrong. And I'm going to go through them. So I'm going to use an analogy of a web page, if I may. It could be the home page of your website. It could be a landing page that you're using. It could be a particular product page or service page that you've got on your website. But the example I'm going to give is going to be a web page. Now, I want to be clear just before I tell you about that, this could apply to anything. It could easily be an email, or it could be a social media post, or an advert, or pretty much any element of your marketing. So let's focus on the headline, shall we? Because that's where it all starts. That's the most important part of your web page. Now, if you look at what most websites have as their most important part of their page that's going to get the most conversions and get the most traffic because it's SEO'd and it's working as well as they can, what do they use? Well, they use words like our services or about us. Can you not think of anything more interesting than having a page called about us? Really, I mean, surely we could do better than that. Or our services, even if you changed it to landscape gardening services, plumbing services, marketing services, at least it tells the user and Google what that page is about. Whilst I'm not going to go into all the different headlines that you could try and test, I would say if you want to know more about headlines, I've written a report on it, which if you email me, you can see my email on my wall behind me, or as someone told me, it looked like a prison cell, but it's not, just to clarify. But grab my email and drop me a quick message saying, can you send me the headline report? And I'll do that free of charge, no obligation. Just do it. So if you want that, then great. So the headline, if the headline is the advert for the advert, it's also the advert for the web page. So that's really, really important. We then look at what else is important. What else could be going wrong? Well, it could be subheads. They're quite important, aren't they? You know, having boring, uninteresting subheads or no subheads, as lots of people do on their web pages, that could be going wrong. So you might want to go and review your headlines and review your subheads. So there's two things you can do to improve the performance of your web page. And as I said, and email campaign and advertising and so on and so forth. So the next thing I'd look at typically would be the use of pictures. There's an old saying that a picture paints 1,000 words. And whilst I'm not sure that's actually true, I do believe that they're very important in terms of your brand. And a lot of people have some sort of picture that they find on a free website somewhere that actually is not a great deal to do with their brand. If you look at me and my brand, you'll see it everywhere. You know, this Stonewall thing is on lots of my pictures that you see. Lots of my social media posts, not everything. Sometimes I do things a little bit different, but pretty much the colors and the background and so on. You know, why have I got a black shirt on now with white in results on my chest there? Because that's part of my brand. It's not the shirt I picked to wear because I wanted to. It's the shirt that I picked to fit in with my brand. And, you know, so all these little things, I think, go to make up the perception of how good you are, how professional you are, and whether I should be buying from you or somebody else. It's all part of that. I suppose personal brand is the word here. So let's get that bit right. Let's focus on the headline, focus on the subhead, focus on the pictures, getting that right. The next thing we look at, words, right? What are the words like on your page? Because if they're not as good as they could be, then, you know, again, you know, you're not going to get the best result from them. So go and review them. Go and use something like Chat GPT, you know, go and follow them through that artificial intelligence to go and try and improve them. Because I'll tell you what, it will do, or it certainly does mine. I use that all the time. I might write something and then filter it through that and then maybe amend it again. We've got these tools. We ought to be using them. And if you're thinking, what's Chat GPT, then you really need to go and find out and probably go and watch a couple of YouTube videos explaining a little bit more about it. But, you know, fantastic tools that we've got now that we can use in our businesses and on our websites. So we can do some of that. Next thing I'd think about is testimonials or recommendations. I can tell you all day long, you know, join my results mastery program. It's great. You know, you're going to get loads of increased sales, and, you know, it's going to be wonderful and it's going to be the best thing you've done. And you're sat there thinking, yeah, well, Steve would say that, wouldn't he? He's trying to sell me something, clearly. And do you know what? It's true. But if I said to you, I could send you another report with over 150 recommendations in it, written, genuine recommendations of my programs, then it's much more believable. So having written recommendations on your page, that could definitely be a tick. What about video recommendations? They're even more believable. When you've got somebody actually talking, saying, look, I came on Results Mastery and I grew my business from 280,000 to 480,000 inside 9 months, then, you know, that's much more powerful and believable. So make sure, go and take a look at your pages and see what testimonials are on there, if any. And if there aren't any, then add them to that. Now, another one, and this is a big one. This is like monumentally big. The use and quality of video. Adding video to your website. Now, there's something to think about here. If we're talking homepage, You don't want a video like this, which is basically me sat in front of my computer. I've got a green screen on in the background. You can see, around my head, there's a bit of a halo. And when I go like that, it looks a bit weird, and stuff like that. But, this is not for the homepage of my website. This is just a quick post that I'm doing on LinkedIn. So my advice to you is go and get your home page's video, which you need to have, believe me. Get that done professionally. If it's on one of your other pages, then perhaps you can do it, as professional as you can. Get the lighting right and the sound right. Get yourself a good microphone and stuff like that. But you might be able to do it in the same way that I am here. Ideally, getting rid of that weird thing around my head. I've got to get that sorted out, guys. I will do it, I promise. But anyway, yeah, so getting a video is really, really important. It's not only important because, I can be more passionate or persuasive about, and I can, be enthusiastic and all that sort of stuff. It's very difficult to write that emotion that I just put into that little bit there. But, it is really powerful, but also really importantly, it helps with Google, with SEO. Having video, particularly if that video is hosted on YouTube, then, that helps with your SEO as well. So definitely worth doing. And then lastly, actually it should have been first, but I'd leave it to the end because that's where most people leave it to. And that is the CTA of your web page. What's a CTA? A CTA is a call to action. Call to action. Where is it on your web page? If you're like 90% of the web pages that I visit, or your website's like 90% of the websites I visit, it's either non-existent, you don't have a call to action, or it's way down there at the bottom where nobody goes to, right? So make it up front, make it in people's face, make it very, very obvious to people where they need to go and what they need to do. If you go to, let me give you an example. You go to the homepage of my website, and right at the top, and you can see it there, steve-mills.com. Go to it straight after, and you'll see at the top a button, and it says book a meeting. Not at the bottom, not something obscure somewhere. What do I want when people go to my web page? I want them to book a meeting. I know they're not going to, go to my web page and then give me loads of money. Probably. They're going to need to talk to me. They might need to watch a video of mine. They might need to get an understanding of what I can do and how I can help. And that's really what I want to try to do. Now, I hope that's been of value to you. I hope it's given you some food for thought, and I hope you use it to actually improve the effectiveness of your marketing. What I also hope, or I would like to offer you, is, as it says just there, a free one-to-one meeting with me. We can meet up, we can do it over Zoom. Normally it lasts about 45 minutes. I can talk to you about your business and what you're doing in terms of marketing, and I can talk to you about what I think you need to do and how I could possibly help you. If that's of interest, that would be fantastic. Just, again, go to my website, use that button that I told you about a few seconds ago. Just use that, get yourself signed up, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you ever so much for being here. I really hope it was of value to you. And don't forget, every day I'm on here, 12:30. I keep it short, only like 10, 15 minutes, something like that, just to give you some, hopefully, nuggets of advice and inspiration to help you to take your business to the next level. Thanks very much for listening.